Hey there, Tim here from Income TV, and today I'd like to share with you a few super easy hacks to help you get out of debt fast. Before we get started, I just want to remind you that when you're done watching this video, be sure to leave a comment below to be eligible for our daily Comment Cash contest. Details of the contest are located in the comments below. Alright, let's get started. All of us, well, almost all of us, are going to build up some debt during our time on this planet. It's pretty much an unavoidable fact of life. And a little bit of debt is fine, healthy even, insofar as it builds credit. But what happens when that debt starts to get out of control? I'm sure you know. It's hard to enjoy your life when you're living under the shadow of a huge, impassable debt that you feel like you can't even begin to tackle. But the fact of the matter is that, like most of our problems, debt is a problem with a solution. No matter the size or source of your debt, there are tons of common sense hacks that can help you start to work through however much you owe. I suppose that's the first concept to really grasp here. This is a problem with a solution. That solution might be tough, but it does exist and you can find it. That's why I'm here today, to start you on the road towards finding that solution. While getting rid of debt is almost always a long and involved process, there are tons of small, simple tricks you can start using today to get yourself out of the red. Wherever your debt comes from, be it mortgage, student loans, or good old-fashioned credit card debt, I'm going to give you some hints on how to start dealing with it right now. Sound good? The gold standard of debt for most people in this country today is still the same as it's been for years: personal credit card debt. In 2018, credit card debt around the country hit a new record high of around $6,000 per household, a 3% increase from last year, and a truly staggering number if you really think about it. That's the average. If you're suffering from credit card debt, and the statistics suggest that you are, then there are some simple changes you can make right now to start whittling that number down. Stay with me here. This is one of those so obvious it hurts kind of deals, but stop using your credit card so much. Wow, what a shocker, right? You won't build up more debt if you don't build up more debt. I'm not saying throw all of your credit cards into the dumpster, but the first line of defense against a negative situation is to not make it worse. If you have multiple credit cards, consider getting rid of all but one, the one with the most favorable interest rate preferably. There's some basic psychology type behind the scenes stuff going on when you have multiple lines of credit. Your brain is making decisions like it actually has the amount of money that's available to you. Your mind, amazing as it is, has difficulty abstracting to the step of actually paying that money back, no matter how smart or wealthy you are. The most obvious solution: reduce your temptation. Get rid of some of those cards, but do keep paying them off. Moving on to the next great problem of our time: student loans. No video on this subject would be complete without at least mentioning student loans. Student loan debt in the United States is currently estimated to be around $1.5 trillion. Yes, you heard that right. That was a trillion with a T. Getting those student loan payments down should be a cornerstone of any debt relief solution. Here's some good tips to do that. First of all, check out the possibility of refinancing your student loans. If your income and credit score are decent, then this is probably going to be a strong contender for reducing your debt. If you can refinance to a lower interest rate student loan, you'll accrue way less debt than if you had remained with your original terms. Oh, but just as a heads up here, refinancing isn't a great deal for everyone, so make sure it's actually going to help you in your situation specifically. If you refinance, you may lose certain federal debt protections, so pay attention on that. Something that could be huge for you in getting student loan debt relief is straight up debt forgiveness. Now, there are a lot of stipulations and special circumstances to this, but millions of student loan debt holders are actually eligible for forgiveness programs that they aren't even aware of. Obviously, these cover the gamut of special circumstances, but a lot of the most common ones involve working in the public sector for a set period of time. These are going to be government or non-profit jobs, and they might not be exactly in the field you originally envisioned, but the fact is you'll gain experience while earning a paycheck, and at the end of it, have tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loans erased. It's a pretty good deal. One last tip on getting out of student loan debt: credit card debt, or basically any kind of debt you can imagine. Make more than the minimum payment. Once again, no brainer, I know, but a lot of people still don't do it. The faster you can get that debt down, the better. You may feel like you're already stretched to the max budget-wise, but if you can eliminate some of those comforts and buckle down a little bit, you can put that extra cash towards your debt, which is always a good investment. And that's pretty much it. So what do we look at today? First off, we examine the fact that your debt problem actually has a solution. Revolutionary, I know. Next, we took a look at two of the most common kinds of debt facing us today. First, we looked at good old-fashioned credit card debt, and next we took a look at student loan debts. We looked at a bunch of easy-to-use hacks to reduce both, and wrapped up with the concept of putting aside a little bit of extra cash to help reduce the amount of debt we owe. Master these super simple concepts, and you'll be on your way out of debt in no time. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it and learned something, give it a thumbs up below. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and tick the little bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are released. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to respond as quickly as possible. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.